ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनी अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी. So we enter into the 8th chapter. The 8th chapter closely follows the 7th chapter, especially the last two verses of the 7th chapter. That becomes the basis for the entire 8th chapter. Is it audible? Akhil, you reduced or increased? Huh? Increased? I don't think. Is it audible? Hari Om. Is it audible? Yeah? There's echo here, but Hari Om. Is it audible? What is the point asking? It's audible? Yeah. So, yeah. The whole 7th chapter started with a kind of introduction. Bhagavan promised, I am going to give you jnana as well as vijnana. Arjuna, you listen carefully how somebody who is devoted to me reaches me. So that was somebody who is devoted to me reaches me. Maya sakta manah partha. How that person reaches, you please listen. I am going to give you jnana as well as vijnana. And gaining this knowledge, one will never be born. Yajnatva neha bhuyo. Yajnatva neha bhuyonyat. There's nothing else to be known. Jnatavyam avashishyate. Then he went on to say that this is a very rare knowledge. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatate siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschit mam veti tattvataha. So verses 1, 2, 3 kind of became the introduction. Then he went on to speak about, you see, point is this, yat jnatva neh bhuyonyat jnatavyam avashishyate. See, remember Mundaka also? What was it, Mundaka? What is that knowing one? Everything else. Tell me. Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. You're supposed to tell only tomorrow, na? Day after tomorrow. Theek. See, there also technique you watch, here also technique you watch. So the moment such a question was asked, how did the Upanishad go about? The Upanishad went about telling how one becomes the cause of many. Same technique here also. Bhagavan says, how I am the cause of everything. Same technique. To know that one which has become many, knowing one, you know all. Knowing one, you know the many. Means what? the one has to become cause of the many. That is the methodology. Here also, Jnatavyam, nothing more is to be known. Nothing more is to be known means nothing remains to be known, meaning everything is known. So here also same methodology will have to be adopted. What is the methodology? One becomes all. Correct? How does Bhagavan go about? He speaks of Prakriti Dvaya. His Prakriti Dvaya. Not Prakriti Dvaya, his Prakriti Dvaya. Apara Prakriti, Para Prakriti. In other words, the Apara Prakriti is also me. The Para Prakriti also is me. What is the difference between Apara Prakriti and Para Prakriti? Para Prakriti is Chetana, Apara Prakriti is Jada. Apara Prakriti is Adhyasa, Para Prakriti is Adhishtana. Both these are me, my expressions, my nature. You see you must also see the methodology of Vedanta. And what are the Apara Prakriti? Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayuhu Kammano Buddhirevacha Ahankara iti yamme Bhinna Prakriti Ashtada. This Ashtada Prakriti is Upalakshana for the entire, how many? 24. Correct? 24. Which 24? Prakriti, Vikriti, Vikriti. Remember? All those. Total numbers and all you know. This is going to be further explained in chapter number 13. It's going to come. In other words, the entire Apara is the realm of the Jada. And what is Para? Jiva Bhuta Mahabaho Yayedam Dharyate Jagat. The principle of consciousness. Jiva Bhuta. And then he says, Yedad yonini bhutani sarvani tyupadaraya aham kritsnasya jagataha prabhavaha pralayaha tatha. Right? So what is the purpose of speaking about Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti? That is to say, I alone am everything. Aham kritsnasya jagataha prabhavaha pralayaha tata. Prabhavaha pralaya tata is what? Abhinna nimittopadana karana. Remember? And the example for Abhinna nimittopadana karana, where is it? Mundaka. What are the examples? No, spider kya? Yato nana visrijate grihnate cha yatha prativyam oshadhayas sambhavanti yata satah purushat kesha lomani tata aksharat sambhavati vishvam. This is the answer. Spider kya? For knowing spider, why did you come to Vedanta Sadhak course? You go to our study group and study all those things. Right? Examples. What is the example here? Matta parataram nanyat kinchitasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam purotam sutre manigana eva. In the sutre manigana eva, sutra is what? Para Prakriti. Manigana is what? Apara Prakriti. And therefore, there is nothing other than me. So everything is strung on me. When Bhagavan says that everything is also Bhagavan, that string also is Bhagavan. Keep that in mind. When it is said everything is strung on me, you will think what? Bhagavan is that string, right? And everything is that everything is also me, that string is also me, that string is Prakriti, and every bead is what? Is Apara. That's the only difference. Sutre Manigana Eva. Now, how does Bhagavan strive for giving us Vijnana? Examples. Rasoha Vapsa Kaunteya, Prabhasmi, Shashi Surya Yoho, etc., etc. How many examples were there? 13 or 14? 14 examples were there. What does the 14th example help you gain that knowledge? By practice of it. Right? Vijnana. You gain that knowledge by practicing it. How do you practice it? That object is what? Is Madatmakaha. Then Mai Karane Protaha. Then Madaika Satta. Practice this. And as you practice this in the 14 examples, finally you will come to that knowledge. Ye chaiva sattvika bhavaha rajasaha tamasaschaye mattaye veti tan vidhi. Right? They all, whether it is sattvika, rajasika or tamasika, all of them have come from me and me alone. Right? All of them have come from me and me alone means what? They are all me alone. They have all come from me alone means they are all me alone. Coming from me means they are me. Why? Karana and Karya are one and the same. In fact, Karya is only apparent. Karana is only Satya. Gold is only truth. Ornament is apparent. Water is only truth. Wave is apparent. And that he says, Natvaham teshu te mayi. Natu aham teshu. Meaning, in whatever changes are happening to them, they don't happen to me. Why? I am Adhishtana. And what are they? Te Adhyasa Mayi Adhishtane Vartante. That apparent and false, apparent and truth, Bhagavan brings out here. Right? Are you able to see the thought? So this Natvaham Teshu Te Mayi is what? None of these cause any change in my nature. And that is what? Natu Aham Teshu. Their changes don't happen for me. Natu Aham Teshu. Why? I am Adhishtana. What about they? Te Mayi. Te Mayi, they are all Adhyasa in me. Adhishtana is Satya, Adhyasa is Mithya. But people do not pay attention to this reality. What happens to them? Tribir Gunamayair Bhavaihi Evis Sarvamidam Jagat Mohitam Na Abhijananti. What do they do not know? Mam yebhya param avyayam. These are all adhyasta. I remain as that truth that they are not able to see. Why? Attention is on the false, not on the real. What do you mean by false? Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Meaning their attention is on the variety. Right? 4 kinds of people don't see me. Who are they? They are all Sukritinah. Unfortunate because of their own karma. Previous actions. Sinful actions. Who are they? Mudaha, Naradamaha, Mayaya Apahrita Jnanaha, Asuram Bhavam Ashritaha. First 2 category, Tamasic. Next 2 category, Rajasic. Later on, they will be said to be Rakshasi and Asuri. It will come later. Later means later. Which chapter? It will come later. Wait. It will come. Okay? But 4 people come to know me. Who are they? Chaturvida bhajante mam. They are all Sukritinah. Who are the 4? Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi, Jnani. Tesham Jnani Nityayuktaha Eka Bhaktihi Vishishyate. Reasons why the Jnani is the best among the 4 that was given. It doesn't matter, everybody is fine. Udara sarvaye vaite. Everybody is. Why? They will definitely reach me, whatever be they. Right? Bahunam janmanam ante. Everybody will become jnanavan. Mam prapadyate. What is the meaning of jnana? That everything is Bhagavan only. Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. But then, forced by desires, kamaihi, taihi, hritaknyanaha, even though in spite of karma they can reach me and I will also be there, but still they don't reach me. Why? Forced by karma, forced by desire, which seeks certain fulfillment, and they are obstinate about it. And then what do? They go to the Anya Devataha. I have no problem about that. Why? Even in that case, you know what I do? I strengthen their Shraddha in that Upasaka. And at the same time, I make that Upasya Devata fulfill that wish. Both way I take care. That is my large-heartedness. I have no objection to anything. As Ishvara, I am Sama. But what do they get in spite of that great effort they are putting? Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavati alpamedasa. Effort is probably the same, lesser or more. I do not know. In fact, it is more in the case of the deities. Because for me, what is required? Only love is required. But yet, forced by their desires, buffeted and empowered and overpowered by their desires, what do? They go for certain fulfillment, not trusting me. Right? But madbhaktaha, be it artharthi, jignasu, madbhaktaha yanti mam, they reach me. Mamapi means what? I fulfill their wishes also, but ultimately I ensure they become jnani and they reach me. This chance is lost for them. Those who go to Anya Devata. And then we have clarified in detail what is it meant, how we should connect with Ishvara in everything. We have discussed all those things, right? I am there as an avatara right here in front of all. But what do people think? They think I am also an individual. Abuddhayaha. Why is that? Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrataha. That is the power of that maya. Which maya? That maya, which I said in the beginning. Which maya? Devi hesha gunamayi mama maya turatyaya. Mameva ye prapadyante mayamitam tarantite. The only way to cross over that maya is to connect with me. There is no other way. If you become the magician's assistant, the maya does not touch you. No? Magician. But you become his assistant. That small boy is there, no? That magician's assistant. He'll go and get this thing, that thing, and keep everything, prepare everything correctly for that magician. Right? That maya does not touch him. But all other people, maya catches over. Like that, some verses are there. Ichcha, dveshas. How do you cross over this? You have to understand what is the problem. Where is the problem? The problem is the mind focused on dvandvas, sukha and dukkha. And the mind is focused on sukha and dukkha because of how raga-dvesha. And that raga-dvesha is so powerful because of one's papa vasana. And to overcome that papa vasana, you take up noble actions. And with noble actions dedicated unto me, you gain that punya. Then that papa vasana, that papa will go. And when the papa goes, your raga dveshas will go. And when your raga dvesha goes, your focus on sukha dukkha dvandva will go. And when your focus on dvandva goes, you will be able to reach me. Te dvandva moha nirmuktaha dradavrataha santaha. Slowly, able to come to that perception. What? Vasudeva sarvamiti. They are firmly established in me. Bhajante mam. Correct? Now, this much is what? This much is reaching that Bhagavan who is that Nirguna Swarupa, Nirguna Tattva. This much. Those who are not able to do this, for them, what is being said? Upasana is being suggested. So far is what? That bhakti which takes them to Nirguna. That upasana which takes them to the Nirguna Tattva. Now those who cannot do this, for them what? For them, the worship of the entirety as Bhagavan. Meaning, the worship of the Saguna manifestation as Bhagavan. And that Bhagavan introduces in the last two verses. Jara Marana Mokshaya. They also have the same goal. What is the goal? Jara Marana Mokshaya. To become liberated. Mam ashritya yatantite. They, resorting to me, they strive. How are they striving? By the Upasana. What is Upasana? Te Brahma tad vidu kritsnam adhyatmam karma chakilam sadhibhuta adhidaivam mam sadhiyajna pujaye viduhu. Everything they are seeing as what? As that Bhagavan only. How they are seeing? Kritsnam adhyatmam, entire adhyatma. And all the actions of the Adhyatma. Adhyatma with respect to the individual. Not only that, Adhibhutam, the entire realm of the material. Adhidaivam, then the deeper Adhidaiva also. And not only that, the Adhiyajna also. Everything what they are doing, they are seeing everything as that Bhagavan. Bhagavan is not clarifying these terms in this chapter. He is just saying only one point. These Upasakas see everything as Bhagavan. Everything means the entire Saguna manifestation as Bhagavan. They are not able to cross from that Saguna to Nirguna. In other words, they are in Upasana. And what is the meaning of Upasana? Is to see the entire manifestation as Bhagavan. And these people, Prayana-Kale pi. Prayana-Kale api is there. Api means even at the time of death. Meaning throughout life they practice this. And at the time of death also, with their minds focused. Focused on what? The same focus what they had. Throughout life, what did they practice? They practiced the vision of God, of Bhagavan, in the entirety of the manifested. The manifested at variety. Adhyatma, Karma, Adhibhuta, Adhidaiva, Adhyajna. Like that, there were 5. In all this manifestation, they saw only Bhagavan throughout life. At the time of death also what? Yukta chetasaha. Their mind are united with this devotion. What are they doing? They, at that time also, Prayana-Kale pi, they place their attention on this Bhagavan. This Upasana, what they have done. Their minds are focused. And then what happens to them? They will certainly reach me. Okay? This is the whole of the 7th chapter. So in this 7th chapter, the last 2 verses which are not clear. The last 2 verses which are not clear. But which is the essence. Essence of what? Essence of that Saguna Upasana, whereby one sees the entire manifestation as God, as Bhagavan, as Shri Krishna, as Narayana, as Lord Shiva, as Devi, whatever. Name doesn't matter. Now that is taken up for the 8th chapter. In 8th chapter, what happens is that Arjuna asks all these terms what Bhagavan has used. That is a question. He will ask, what is this you have said as Brahma? What is it that you said as Adhyatma? What is this you said to be Karma? What is it that you said to be Adhibhuta? What is it that is you said as Adhidaiva? What is it that you said as Adhyajna? So like that he will ask these questions first and Bhagavan will give a reply. Right? And then Bhagavan will go to the topic of how does one at the time of death also practice the remembrance of the Lord. Okay? So that topic, that will go for a little more detailed description. And then what will be shown? These people who have practiced this kind of bhava, who have done this kind of upasana, where do they go? Where do they go? They have practiced upasana, they have not gained jnana. And they have practiced upasana of Bhagavan. They have not practiced upasana of some devata. If somebody had practiced upasana of devata, what would have happened? Devan devayajo yanti. Devan devayajo yanti. Madbhaktaha yanti mamapi was said there. That madbhakta is of two types. One is those bhaktas who have gone to the Nirguna. Who have gone to the Nirguna means what? Those who have gone to the Para. Right? Remember? Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. Those who have gone to the Para. Those who have gone to the Para, for them it is what? For them it is realization. For them there is no question of going somewhere else. For them, what happens? For them, Jivan Mukti, Videha Mukti. In other words, those bhaktas, they become jnani. And according to Bhagavan, in the context of bhakti, jnani also is a bhakta. Bhagavan does not recognize the difference in the path of bhakti, right? They also become jnani, and the jnani is a bhakta. So what does it mean? Does this bhakta have Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana? Yes. Okay? But this bhakta had a sufficient exposure to that bhakti sadhana. What is bhakti sadhana? Remember? Pujanam japa dhyana chintanam. How does that word start? Jagatishadishkar Kaya vangmana karyamuttamam Pujanam japa chintanam kramat. Right? Jagata ishadi yukta sevanam Ashtamurti deva pujanam Uttamastavat ta Chittajam japa dhyanamuttamam Ajyadaraya srotasasamam Sarala chintanam viralata param Bheda bhavanat sohamityaso. See? Bheda bhavanat sohamityaso bhavana bhavani mata. You see? Where Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi shows that that is also jnana finally. So those bhaktas, yes, to get that soham, you will have to go through Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. But these bhaktas as sadhanas have practiced pujanam, japa and that dhyana. So there has been a sufficient exposure to bhakti sadhana in their life. And that bhakti continues. That bhakti does not go away. Devotion continues. When you say devotion continues, that devotion enables them to come to that para Prakriti, that Nirguna Tattva. And gaining that Nirguna Tattva, they become Jivan Muktas. Tesham Jnani Nitya Yuktaha. Eka Bhaktir. And what is the nature of Bhakti once one becomes a Jnani? Eka Bhakti. What is Eka Bhakti? That identification with that Supreme Lord. Okay? So that happens. Somebody who can't do that, somebody whose mind is there only in the Apara Prakriti. They are not able to go to that. So they see the Saguna Swarupa of Bhagavan and they consider that to be Bhagavan. For them. Nirguna is over. 7th chapter took the Nirguna. Now we are going to 8th chapter. 8th chapter will take the Saguna. That is how it goes. Right? Now we will go into the 8th chapter. Shall we start? Arjuna Uvacha. Om Shri.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Adhishtana Akshara Brahma Yoga. Arjuna Uvacha. Kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam. Kim karma purushottama. Adhibhutam cha kim proktam. Adhidaivam kim uchyate. Adhiyajna katham kotra. Dehesmin madhusudana. Prayana-Kale cha katham. Nyeyosi niyadatmabhihi. Arjuna Uvacha. Kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam. Kim karma purushottama. Adhibhutam cha kim proktam. Adhidaivam kim uchyate. Adhiyajna katham kotra. Dehesmin madhusudana. Prayana-Kale cha katham. Nyeyosi niyadatmabhihi.
Right. So all the terms that Bhagavan had used at the end of the 7th chapter, each one of them Arjuna takes up and then says, give me clarity on that, what that term means, because these terms could mean many things. Kim tad Brahma. What is that Brahman? Now when you say what is that Brahman, where is that Brahman coming from? Chapter 7, verse number 29. Jara Marana Mokshaya. Let us read the last 2 verses of chapter 7. Then you will be able to see.
Jara Marana Mokshaya. Mahmasritya yatanti ye. Te Brahma Tattvidu.
Right? So that is Brahma. Krishnam Adhyatma. That's the next one. Te Brahma Tattvidu Krishnam. Next. Adhyatmam. Next term. Adhyatmam. Next term. Karma cha Akilam. So here you see 3 terms are there. Next one you see. Sadhibhuta Adhidaivam Mam. So Adhibhuta Adhidaiva. Sadi is what? Sa is Sahita. Along with Adhibhuta, meaning not just the Adhyatma and the Karma, but along with it also the Adhibhuta, also the Adhidaiva, Sadhiyajna, and also the Adhyajna, all of them. Ye viduhu. What do they viduhu? Mam. They see it as that Lord. Can you see that? So what are the things that Upasaka sees as Lord, sees as Brahma? That Lord is Brahma. Okay. What are that Upasaka sees as Brahma? Kritsnam Adhyatmam, Adhyatma, Karma, Adhibhuta, Adhidaiva, Adhyajna. Right? And then Bhagavan says, even at the time of death, Prayana-Kale, picha mam te viduhu, they worship me. Yukta chetasaha, with a focused mind. So what are the questions now? Kim tad Brahma, Kim Adhyatmam. In the same order, correct? Brahma, Adhyatma. Next is what? What will be the next question? Karma, Kim Karma. And the next one? Purushottama. No. That is not. Next one is what? Next one is Adhibhuta, Adhidaiva, then Adhyajna, right? And then what will be the last question? How at the time of death also, Bhagavan, you can be worshipped. So that is all. So now you understand from where all these questions are coming. Kim tad Brahma? Why Arjuna this question? Because Bhagavan, the word Brahma is used in both ways. Saguna as well as Nirguna. This entire Saguna, they are the entirety, they are worshipping as that Brahman, right? So what is that Brahman? What do you refer to Parabrahma, or is it Aparam Brahma? What is it? Kim Tat Brahma? Tell me. I want to know what you meant by the word Brahma there. Then Kim Adhyatmam? What is Adhyatma? Atmanam adhitishtati iti Adhyatma. That which presides over the self. Meaning with respect to the self. So when you say that with respect to the self, what is it you are talking of? Because if you take the body to be the self, then there are many things which could be with respect to the body as the self. It could be pranas, it could be indriyas, it could be that the deep inner self, the sakshi. Many things are possible. Pratyagatma it could be. So what did you refer as Adhyatma there? And then you use the word karma. Now, karma is a very broad word. Karma also they see it to be that Bhagavan, that Lord, that Brahman. So what is that karma? Is it Shrauta karma? What is Shrauta karma? Those actions which have been revealed by the Shrutis, starting from Agnihotra, meaning those Vedic actions, rituals where fire is involved. Today also we were studying in Mundaka Upanishad. Yada lelayate harchihi samidhe havyavahane. Right? So, is it Shrauta karma or it is Smarta karma? What is Smarta karma? Which are revealed by the Smritis. Example of Smarta karma. All these Shodasha samskaras, they are all Smarta karmas. A child is born, you do that Jata karma is there. From Jata karma up to Antyashti is all. Antyashti is what? When somebody expires. Then that samskara which is done, that action which is done. From Jata karma up to Antyashti, all of them are what? They are all Smarta karmas. They are all revealed in the Smritis, not in the Shrutis. Of course, Smritis are based on the Shrutis. That is okay. But these are enjoined by the Smritis. They are Smarta karma. Or normal worldly actions also. We do so many things: sitting, standing, walking, running, jumping, talking. So many things we are doing. Laukikam karma. It is Shrauta, is it Smarta, or is it Laukika? What is it? Kim karma. Then Adhibhutam cha kim proktam. What did you say by the term? What did you refer to by the term Adhibhuta? Because Adhibhuta also is what? Adhibhuta, you can... Karya is there. The entire world of elements are there. Then you also have the 5 elements. Did you refer to them? Anything specific about the 5 elements? Prithvi, Ap, Tejaha, Apa, Prithvi, Ap, Tejaha, then Vayu, Prithvi, Ap, Tejaha, Vayu, Akasha. Did you refer anything specific to that, or what did you mean by Adhibhuta? You said along Sadhibhuta, they take that also and see it as Lord only, right? So what did you refer by Adhibhuta? Adhidaivam kimuchyate. And when you said Adhidaiva, what does the word Adi mean? Adi means with respect to, with reference to, in the topic of. So these are the translations you can use. So Adhibhuta meaning something with reference to the Bhuta is Adhibhuta. Something with reference to the Daiva is Adhidaiva. Something with reference to the Atma is Adhyatma. Something with reference, something pertaining to, something about it. In the context of, I am using all these words so that one of them strikes you. All right. So what is that? What is that what is that specific you refer to by that word? Because these are general terms. So I want to know, what is it you had in your mind when you said? Because that is very important. Considering all these as Brahman means I should know what each one refers to. Then only I can think about them as being Brahman. First of all, I want to know what is that Brahman you refer to. Kim tat Brahma? Because Brahman is used in so many ways. From Veda to so many things it is used. These words are all have got multiple meanings. What did you have specific in your mind? Now how many questions are over you see? Kim tat Brahma? Kim Adhyatmam? Kim Karma? Adhibhutam cha kim proktam? That is number 4. Adhidaivam kimuchyate? That is 5. And what is the 6th one? Adhiyajna. Now Arjuna had something more to it. Bhagavan had only said Sadhibhuta Adhidaivam Mam Sadhiyajnam. That's what Arjuna had said. Sadhiyajnam. What is Sadhiyajnam? Yajna is there. Adhiyajna is there. Sadhi. What is Sadhi? Sa Adhi. Meaning that Upasaka, along with the Adhiyajna, he sees as Brahman. And therefore Arjuna is asking, Adhiyajna. Okay? The question should have been simple. Adhiyajna kaha? That should have been, what is Adhiyajna? That should be the question. Now you see what Arjuna is doing. Adhyajna katam kaha atra dehesmin Madhusudana. Hey Madhusudana, hey Bhagavan, I want to know this. Adhyajna kaha. So that is in the sixth one, part A. That is basic question. What is Adhyajna? Why, Arjuna, why do you have this question? Because you see, about yajna also you have Vijnanam Yajnam Tanute. Now with reference to the yajna, it is said that individual performs the yajna. Vijnanam Yajnam Tanute. So with reference to the yajna, the performer is the individual. Adhyajna means what? With reference to the individual. So is it the performer you are talking of as Adhyajna? Or Yajno vai Vishnu, where Bhagavan Vishnu is spoken of as the presiding deity of all yajnas. Sarvadeva namaskaram Keshavam pratigacchati. Where Bhagavan Vishnu, Keshava, Bhagavan Vishnu, where he is the presiding deity of all yajnas, whatever be the yajna done to whichever devata, whichever deity. Remember, because Bhagavan Vishnu is what? Is the final Ishvara. And as Ishvara, he enables the deity also to deliver the results of that worship. So this topic is a very broad topic, and the word Adhyajna can refer to the individual who is doing yajna, can also refer up to the deity, a particular deity of that yajna it can refer to, or it can refer to Bhagavan, you yourself, who is the final abode for all yajnas, as Yajno vai Vishnu. So what did you refer to? You tell me. Because these words what you have used, they are all general. So I want it to be specifically defined. So that is part A. Adhyajna kaha. And then he adds one more. Katam atra dehesmin Madhusudana. What does it mean? How is that present within the person? Now, how did Arjuna get this question? Remember, for yajna to happen, the yajna should be initiated, is it not? The yajna should be initiated. So what is that inspiring, initiating force within that person? So Arjuna adds one more facet to that topic of Adhyajna, and then he says, number one, you tell me what you are referring to as Adhyajna, and second, you tell me, because an individual is doing the yajna, right? The individual, Vijnanam Yajnam Tanute, the individual is deciding about the yajna and initiating that yajna. But what is that which makes that person even initiate that yajna and make that yajna possible and perform it? You tell me that. And where can that be? Because that is happening from the individual, right? So it should be located within that person which is inspiring and making it possible. Asmin dehe, right? Atra katham dehesmin Madhusudana. So within that asmin dehe, right? Staying within this person, how is that yajna initiated? Does it have that force, does it have a form, sakara? Or is it without any form, nirakara? What is it? Right? This is question number 6, which has got 2 parts, A, B. Kaha and Katham. By Adhiyajna, what did you refer to? Did you refer to that Vijnanatma, the individual? Did you refer to that Yajna vai Vishnu, that principle Vishnu? That is first question. Kaha. And second question is, how is it within that person, Dehesmin, and how it enables, meaning what is, how it does it? I want to know. So this is 6th question. Are you understanding? Thoda subtle hai, kabhi, sometimes little subtle. And then you come to the last 7th question. And what is that 7th question? Prayana-Kale cha katham Nyeyaha asi niyatatma bihi. Bhagavan had used the word yukta chetasa. Yukta chetasa. A mind which is focused. Arjuna is using the word niyatatma. A mind which is controlled. A mind which is mastered. A mind which is regulated. Because to focus, you need to control your mind. Yukta chetas means mind which is focused. Niyatatma means what? A mind which is controlled. Without controlling the mind, how can you focus? And therefore, how is a person who is able to control the mind able to, even at that moment of death? Why the moment of death is spoken of? Because in this waking hours itself, to control the mind, when you have your full power, so to say. Now at the time of death, at the time of death is what? At the time of death is your weakest movement. If your weakest movement means what? Things are not in your control. Things are happening. Is it not? Someday I don't know about that. No. You also know so many times when you are sick itself. Right? Things are happening. You have no control. The body, the mind, everything is behaving in their own nature. Suppose you want to say, I want to japa, and you try to do japa, you go to sleep, or you are not able to do japa. Meaning the body, mind has taken over. In moment of sickness also, we can see that. Now here is the moment of death, where the mind, senses and all are packing off. At that moment, to remember God, to think about God, to focus on God. Bhagavan has said what? The verse, Prayana-Kale picha mam te viduhu, they are doing upasana on me, upasana of me, yukta chetasha, with focus. Now Arjuna says, how these people with that enormous control of mind are able to do this? He is not asking how they are able to do. He is saying in what manner they are able to do. He is not questioning. He is not questioning whether they can ever do. No. He is asking how they are making it possible, how that happens for them. Please tell me. So these are the questions of Arjuna in the 8th chapter. Okay? So what are the points you should remember? This is Saguna Brahmopasana, number 1. Whereby it is not just Saguna Brahmopasana, it is Saguna Brahma Upasana of the nature of Ahamgrahopasana. Why am I saying Ahamgrahopasana? Because Adhyatma is also involved. What do you mean by Ahamgrahopasana? Ahamgrahopasana is a worship of the Lord wherein the individual too is included as part of that worship of the Lord. Wherein the individual too is included. Meaning, it is not I who worship the Lord whereby I remain separate from the Lord. I worship the Lord by taking me also as part of the Lord. Devo bhutva devam yajati. Devo bhutva. Okay? So where in upasanas where the individual is also brought in, that upasaka also is included as part of the Lord in the worship. All of them are Ahamgrahopasanas. And it is only Ahamgrahopasana which facilitates Krama Mukti. No other upasana, however elaborate, whatever be the deity, it is only Ahamgrahopasana. Okay? Please tell me, what are the Ahamgrahopasanas you have studied from the beginning to now? Upadeshara, let us start. Upadeshara. Ashtamurti Brit Deva Pujanam. So Deva Pujanam, worship of God. How? As Ashtamurti. What is the Ashtamurti there? The 5 elements, then the sun, the moon, and the Jiva included. In Dakshinamurti Stotra, this is referred to. Where? Bhuram Bhams. You know the verse? You know the verse? What a big Swami. Bhuram Bhamsyanalo Nilombara Nato Himamshu Puman Ityabhati Characharatmakamidam Yasyaiva Murtyashtakam. See? Murtyashtakam. Nanyat kinchana vidyate vimrushatam yasmat parasmat vibho tasmai shri gurumurtaye namaidam shri dakshinamurtaye. Nanyat kinchana vidyate vimrushatam. This is the meditation. This is the upasana. Vimrushatam upasakanam. There. What? Nanyat kinchana vidyate. Nothing is there other than this Dakshinamurti. Everything is Dakshinamurti. Everything is Dakshinamurti means what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of them. But Swamiji, this is jnana, no Swamiji. Jnana, what are you doing? You are seeing all of them as Adhyasa in that Nirguna Tattva. This is possible only in jnana. Meaning, mithyatva of the variety is recognized by the knowledge of the Adhishtana. Okay? Are you following? Yes. Now this is done through jnana. But when you give reality to the variety and then you consider all of them as God, how? Is it your experience that all of them are God? Because once you know Adhishtana, Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati iti. Is it that way you know the Adhishtana and then you see? No. It is not by that aparoksha jnana. Then how are you able to do it? Because of Shastra Vidhi. And because of your Shraddha in the Shastra. Because of Shastra Vidhi means what? Because of Shastra injunction. And your faith in it. You are applying that. But are you applying through knowledge? No. You are applying through your power of your bhavana, your feeling. Like how when you stand in front of the Mukti of Bhagavan, that Krishna, Rama, and then your mind is taken to Bhagavan, Rama. Is it not? You are not looking whether it is clay or it's made up of stone or... No. Your mind has moved away from all those material. In the same way, here again, because of that bhavana, power of the force, you are able to see that Bhagavan alone is everything. So Shastra Vidhi, Shraddha in the Shastra, Bhavana Bala, reality to the Saguna, all these things are involved. So how at the time of death also, these upasakas are able to bring their mind in the very same Ahamgrahopasana they have practiced all through their life. How they are able to do this? Bhagavan, explain to me. In what manner it is to be done. That how katham is what? In what manner is to be done. That is the point there. In what manner they effect it. They are able to do it. Okay. So these are the two questions. Then what will be there? Then will be the answer of Bhagavan. So, in the 7th chapter, Bhagavan put those words. If Arjuna was sleeping, he would have allowed it to go on as it is. But Arjuna is awake. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last one. Tell me how it is done. This is a way to find out whether the other person is interested in the topic. Otherwise, you can keep on talking. You should put those words and see how the person is responding. The person doesn't care, then you don't have to tell anything. Not interested. But Arjuna evinces that interest. These are the teacher techniques. Okay, we'll see. Let us read the question and then these two and then let us close for the day.
Arjuna Uvacha
Kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam kim karma purushottama adhibhutam cha kim proktam adhidaivam kim uchyate adhyajna katam kotra dehesmin madhusudana
Prayana-Kale cha katham
Deyosviti yatatma bihi.